Hey there, good afternoon. This is Sylhet, Bangladesh. Northern Bangladesh near the border with Salam, hello. Hello, how are you?
I'm fine, thanks.
You're from Sylhet? Cool. So, today is January 27th. Okay, thank you. A Friday. Friday is the Muslim holy day. It is much quieter than it was yesterday when I arrived. Coming from further south, there is a mall over there that is closed at the moment, so that is kind of a good thing for this video so that you can hear a little bit better without as much of the incessant honking.
Okay, let's go, yeah?
Hello. No, thank you. So, I arrived in Bangladesh. No, thank you, sir. No, thanks. All right, this might be kind of a distracted video for obvious reasons, but better than hanging out in my hotel room. At least you'll get to see this very interesting, lively city. So I arrived in Bangladesh on January 16th. Today is January 27th. My visa is valid until January 30th in 3 days, so I have to leave Bangladesh. Now, I guess if you overstay for a day or two or something, it's not a big deal, but I don't want to do that. You just pay a fine or something, but I plan to leave by January 30th, and in fact I have to wait until January 30th because of the COVID restrictions, which I explained in another video. India has COVID restrictions for people coming from only a few countries: China, Thailand, Singapore, Hong Kong, Japan. So anybody coming from those countries needs to provide a COVID PCR test, even if they are vaccinated. Now, of course, I am not in one of those countries. However, I was in Thailand before coming to Bangladesh, and so as best as I understand it, then... Hello? You need to have been outside of any of those countries for 14 days. I left Thailand on the 16th, and so the 30th, the day that I have to leave Bangladesh anyways, happens to be 14 days. So that is the day that I have to leave. I don't want to leave a day later or a day earlier, assuming that I'm going to go to India. So that is the first constriction on my general situation, but there are much more complicating factors, and so that is what this video is going to be about as I walk to a historical monument up ahead by the river. So this should be quite interesting, both the walking and also just kind of learning about, you know, border crossings, especially in this part of the world, and requirements and things that you need to be prepared for in advance, because I have been learning various issues over the course of the past couple weeks since I've been here that are making this a really complicating situation. So, my ultimate best case scenario would be to cross the land border at Dawki, which is 2 hours drive north of here, going into Meghalaya state of India, and from there head for somewhere really, really cool that I want to see, which is the cleanest village in Asia. Mali Long, something like that. Kind of a funny contest, but they won for the cleanest village in all of Asia. And they also have these really cool bridges that are made from like vines and tree roots and stuff like that. These natural bridges that go across the rivers there. And then the city of Shillong sounds really interesting, and from there I could then continue onwards to Salam. Hello.
How are you?
Good. How are you doing? Good. Hello, sir. And so it would be perfect to go from here, 2 hours drive to the border, and then it's only an hour over to that cleanest village in Asia, and then from there get up to Shillong, and then continue towards where I wanted to go anyways, of Sikkim and Darjeeling. So it's kind of a perfect plan as far as the route, but there are problems with that land border crossing. One potential problem with leaving Bangladesh is that when I entered the country, then I had to provide my departure information, my flight, which was leaving 1 week later from Dhaka to Kolkata. I decided not to take that flight and stay and take advantage of the 2 weeks that they gave me. Now, is that going to be an issue when I go to leave and they say, well, you said you were going to leave a week ago? I don't think that will be a problem. They wouldn't have given me the extra week if I couldn't use it. So I don't think that will be an issue. But that is one little thing to wonder about. But then the main issue is, can I cross the land border? Because there are restrictions on land border crossings. So, a relevant piece of information. Alright, let's hold off on telling the story for a couple minutes. I think I'm going the right way. Hello. Hello, sir. Okay, now up here, I'm really not sure which direction I need to go, so I'm grabbing my phone. Okay, left or right. Okay, so it's 7 minutes away. It looks like I need to go right. So, an important piece of information is what kind of a visa do I have, because of course you need a visa to enter India. I have a 10-year visa. Americans are allowed to get a 10-year visa. I can't stay for 10 years straight, but you can stay for 6 months and then leave and then just go right back. So the visa situation is covered, and it is not an e-visa, it is in my passport. As I understand it, then, if you had an e-visa, you can't make the, land border crossings. But to the best of my understanding, with the actual paper visa in my passport, then I should be allowed to make that border crossing. I learned about one more possible problem today. Somebody just posted a comment under one of my videos saying that there is a departure tax for leaving Bangladesh. So there's this departure tax, and apparently if you leave by a land border crossing, then that tax has to be paid at a bank. You can't just pay it at the border, you have to pay it at a bank. Who knows how much of a pain that is. And then the problem is today is Friday. And so banks are probably closed today and tomorrow, and then Sunday the 29th is really the day that I have to make a move, whatever I'm going to do. I will explain why in a second. So it might just be impossible to actually pay that tax in advance. I don't know. It is just kind of an unknown. And so there are all these different hoops that I have to jump through, and it all has to go exactly right in order for this to actually work. So the worst case scenario would be, there's a couple of them. The worst is that Bangladesh allows me to leave. I leave Bangladesh, and then I get to the Indian side, and they won't let me enter for one reason or another. Oh great, this is like the urinating area. Let's, I don't want to be on the bridge, I don't think, because I assume that the clock is going to be down on the ground. So, what if I leave Bangladesh and then India won't let me enter, and I go back and then... Hello, how are you? Good, good. And then what if Bangladesh doesn't allow me to come back in? Because for one thing, my visa would be expiring if I try to go on the 30th that same day, or just it's not a multiple entry visa or who knows what. And so that would be the absolute worst case scenario, is like being stuck between the two borders. Now let's assume that that's unlikely. But regardless, if I get rejected from entering India, then what? If I do it on the 30th, that is the day that my visa expires. And so then I'm in a real conundrum. There is an airport here in Sylhet, but there don't seem to be many flights. Then I'm in this predicament of having to try to figure out how to get out of the country one way or another. Another land border, you know, the train to Kolkata, or catch a flight. So that is my backup plan, is I have a flight booked now already on the 30th of January, the day that I have to leave, because there was just one good flight available. Jing, hello. On the 30th, there was only one direct flight to Kolkata, and so I wanted to jump on it. Hello, I'm good, how are you? Thank you. So I booked that flight, it was less than $100, and so whether or not I take it, it was worth securing that as a backup plan. So whatever I do, then I think that my plan will be to leave on the 29th. So if I do the border crossing, here we have the, I think it's called the Sumra River. This is the bridge that I came over yesterday. I'm not seeing the clock yet. Let's, oh, there we go. Okay. So it was constructed in 1872. So I will plan to leave on the 29th, a day early, whatever I do. One option is that I go to the border on the 29th and make an attempt at crossing the border on that day. For one thing, because that is my 14th day in Bangladesh. If you count it as the day that I arrived is day number 1 and then count, then you get to 14. If you do it 24 hours, then it would have to be the 30th. So it kind of depends on how you count it there. So there could be a chance that they would let me into India and not require the COVID test. So that is an option. And then if I get rejected from India, maybe they will explain, well, you can come back tomorrow because it will be 14 days more officially and you won't need the COVID test. Hello. We have some fish. Can I show the fish? Wow. Nam? Nam? Don't know the name of the fish, kind of fish? No? Bass? Bass? I see. Good job. Good job. So then, if I get rejected from entering India, I have a couple of options. One of which is to stay the night in, I think it's Dawki, or maybe that's the Indian city. Anyways, that is one of the border towns. Anyway, right on the border, I could stay the night. Yes, 1872.
Yeah. No, after, back.
Okay. Name of the man name?
Ali Amjad.
Ali Amjar, yes. Okay.
How are you?
Hello, good. How are you doing?
Maybe no, go sit down here. Maybe another country working now today, but I am come here. Maybe 6 months, 3 months. I don't know, understand this name.
I understand. You're from,
Hey,
you're from
what's up?
Not too much. How you doing, man?
I am taxi driver Qatar now.
Qatar.
Qatar, yeah.
You work in Qatar, taxi driver.
Yeah.
I see.
You can see. Yeah, whole time here working, bro.
But you are from the city before?
Yeah.
You were from the city before, and
Yeah,
then you
after
go to
go back,
Qatar.
yeah.
I see.
Yeah,
And you're
3 months,
visiting.
6 months like this.
Okay,
You see my identity card, you see license Qatar now.
I see. For Qatar.
Yeah.
Okay.
You go Qatar?
No,
Football not go. You from?
America.
America, yeah.
Yeah.
Qatar, America, big embassy here. All time I'm go.
Yes, I would like to go to Qatar another time, but
But I'm 2 months ago, I'm back. 2 months here. But
yeah.
You're
And
coming here language English?
English, yes.
The Bangladesh?
No.
No Bangla. Only Assalamu alaikum
Ami?
and Dhanyavad Shukriya.
Is the language Ami?
Ami,
Bangladesh ke?
Bangladesh ke?
Bhalobasi.
Now, what does this mean?
Bhalobasi.
This is like your love this country.
Love this country.
Balawashi.
Bhalobasi.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool man. Thank you. Okay. Nice to talk with you. Yep. Bye-bye. So I hope that he didn't just have me say like I'm an idiot or something like that, like as a joke. But I guess I was saying I love Bangladesh. So if I attempt a border crossing on the 29th and it doesn't work and I get booted back to Bangladesh, assuming that they then allow me to re-enter, then at least I have options of getting back to Dhaka to catch the flight on the 30th, or else make a second attempt to cross the border the next day on the 30th. If I get assurance from them that it will actually work that day. And then because the 29th is a Sunday, so today is Friday the 27th, their weekend is Friday, Saturday. Hello. So I think that the banks might be open on the 29th, and then maybe I could deal with that. The exit tax on the 29th in the town on the border, get that done, attempt the border crossing, and see what happens. So I'm going to be thinking about it over the next couple of days here. Otherwise, I just scrap the whole plan, catch a bus or a train back to Dhaka and catch the flight to Kolkata, which is definitely the safest way, but then I'm a long ways from Meghalaya, Shillong, and the cleanest village in Asia that I would love to see. So that is my conundrum, my dilemma, my border crossing problem. And I'm not sure what's going to happen yet. So if anybody has any relevant info to add to this, then definitely feel free to let me know what else I should be looking into or know about or whatever in order to hopefully manage to make this happen. So thanks for watching, and maybe I will make another video showing more of Sylhet or get out into the countryside tomorrow. We shall see. Later.